All right, y'all. So if you've ever thought, why do I need a coach to drink juice or eat healthy? Let me let you know that I kind of used to think the same thing too, especially when I had a health promotions degree, a health administration degree, a certified education specialist. And I had so many different other certifications, functional nutrition, mindful eating, juice reboot. But knowing what to do and knowing how to live it daily, especially when you're inflamed, you're exhausted, you're overwhelmed, these are all two different things. And here's the truth: having guidance gives you rhythm, and rhythm is what heals. And it's all about a healing rhythm. So today I'm getting into the apple lime ginger juice with another juice prep with the Fords live back stream. Come on in. Juice with the Fords. Juice with the Fords. Let's go, y'all. It's your healthy habits and lifestyle coach, Joe Bonnie, host of the Empire Plates, Empire Lives podcast. Let's get into this apple lime ginger juice because it's apple season. All right, y'all. So we're going with the gala apples or gala apples, whatever you want to call them. That's what we're going with today. What up? Oh, shoot. What up? Oh, shoot. Are you juicing today? If you're not, what fruits you getting in today for the healing rhythm? What you getting in on the healing rhythm? So, y'all, most people are a vibe when it comes to store-bought apple juice, which is really just fructose and marketing. It's pasteurized. It's stripped of fiber, lacks the active nutrients, and that you actually need to support your hormones. But this blend that we about to get on and popping is totally different. It's functional. Every ingredient works with your system, not against your system, to detox, cleanse, energize, and balance. All right. So we about to get into it. We about to get into it real quick. I would love to see if I can make this happen in 20 minutes, y'all. I want to see if this can happen in 20. Let's try to count. That's 3, 4. I feel like I think I get about 9 in a 5-pound bag. So I think we just got in 4. All right. So y'all, apples have pectin, and pectin binds toxins, and it also helps support your digestive system. The lime, vitamin C, supports estrogen metabolism and bile flow. Ginger is good to help with natural anti-cramp, anti-bloat, and pain root. So yeah, this is a whole food juice that is hydrating and alkalizing. Yeah, and I'm going with a little bit more ginger this time, just because of the season. So we're gonna pack it up. We're gonna pack it up. We're gonna pack it up. Let me know, are y'all fans of apple juice? Do you like apple juice? Whether store-bought or cold, fresh press you make at home, apple juice. Something that I remember one of my, when I took some apple lime ginger juice to a community fair, I remember, ooh, y'all, I can smell the lime. I remember when somebody said they like this as like an apple cider, and how they would actually warm this up and eat it warm. So I'll try it once the temperature changes and it gets pretty cold outside, and see if I like it warm. I actually like it cold. I think it's just really a vibe. It's natural. It's a good energy boosting thing. Definitely helps with bloating. Definitely good for the gut. So it is definitely a vibe. For me, one of my favorites, a lot of favorites for others as well, especially if you're trying to pull yourself away from processed sugar, Kool-Aid, a lot of drinks that are heavy in artificial sugars or processed sugars. This apple lime ginger juice is really good. I even thought about doing like an apple lemonade, like apples and lemon. Lime actually gives you a little bit more nutritional benefits, especially when it's helping with the estrogen. So shout out to my polycystic ovary syndrome posse, my PCOS posse is polycystic ovary syndrome awareness month. If you're trying to really find a way to reduce weight loss, bloating, definitely try this apple lime ginger. Y'all, I almost lost the apples. And guess who over here on the other side trying to stay close to the action? You already know. Not juicing. I'll have apples and bananas along with vegetables. I'm going to do apples with nut butter as well to go with the juice, with some cinnamon in my nut butter. So I am with you on the whole fruits too. Last year, I really got into apple season. Like, it was really a vibe. I actually did, like, I think it was maybe 10 days on just apples. I made apple chips, apple juice. The pulp, I allowed it to be apple sauce, which was definitely a vibe. I tried putting let me show it to you as it comes out. I tried putting the pulp into the dehydrator and tried to dry it out, and it was not good. So I haven't found the best ways to repurpose the pulp that comes. I don't know. I don't know about that one. The thing about apples is it's so hard that it pops the safety of the top off. So that's why I have to keep putting it in. I can see how the apple cider could be a good journey. I think so too. Shoot. I feel like it'll definitely be a vibe. I wonder if it'll still be just as energizing, just as like electrifying. It's just something about getting in the apple lime ginger juice that just makes everything feel so much better to me when I drink. It's like my cells, my body, everything just gets excited. That's what the vibe feels like for me. It's like we're so excited. Jessie off of Saved by the Bell, she was all hyped up on caffeine. Yeah, I'm excited. There's an episode coming up on the Empire Quick and Paralyzed podcast that really shed a lot of light for me in regards to caffeine. Released the coffee cuffs, but it really talked about all different forms that people are typically getting in caffeine, and it was a lot. So if you're not already, make sure you subscribe to the Empire Plates and Powered Lives podcast. So if you're catching this YouTube channel, go ahead and hit subscribe. The playlist is on this channel. But if you like listening to podcasts on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, make sure you follow Empowered Plates, Empowered Lives. The logo is right here in the corner. Just to make sure you're watching the right channel, the right podcast. Follow and give the show a rating. The episode this week is going to be about mindset and meditation. And y'all, I don't know about you, but the mindset is the cornerstone of pretty much everything you do. Your thoughts, your feelings, your beliefs, they really have a way of shaping who you are, the type of lifestyle you live, the rhythm for your healing, what potentially might be keeping you stuck. And you might be saying, stuck, Giovanni? Yes. So there are 5 mistakes that I cover that are keeping you in pelvic pain and exhausted in my free training. Check the show notes to register for that free training. Check the show notes. But I also have a 5-day mindful eating meal plan, absolutely complimentary if you just don't know what to eat, what inflammation is. So let me show it to you real quick. But I'll get this on. All right. So it's the 5-day mindful eating meal plan. It talks about what inflammation and why does it matter? Because when I was diagnosed with stage 4 endometriosis, adenomyosis, polycystic ovary syndrome, fibroids, I realized that a common denominator in all of those conditions was inflammation. And so I really started to embrace with intention anti-inflammatory lifestyle. So I talk about that, what it is, how it affects the body, but then also the role that stress plays in inflammation. Because a lot of people don't realize how we manage stress, eliminate stress, hold stress. All of those things play a part in our healing journey, whether if it keeps us stuck or it elevates us to the next level. Some storage tips. And then I give you 5 days worth of smoothie, juice, cooked and raw plant-based foods. I am very much so seeing my best optimal health through plant-based nutrition, plant-based lifestyle. But I understand not everybody wants to go that route. You can still have an anti-inflammatory lifestyle that does include good sources of meat. So that is definitely up to you. It is your healing. It is your journey. But take the recipes, the 5-day mindful meal prep. If you want to add good sources of meat to it that are also aligned and anti-inflammatory, do that. It's your healing. It's your journey. Make it happen. For me, it's just all plant-based. I've seen my periods regulate. I've seen my body go through more of a healthy weight management. On plant-based whole foods, energy levels go up. People always like, oh my goodness, you always have a good energy, you're upbeat. It's in the food. It's in the plant-based nutrition. It's in the nutrients. It's in the whole foods. It's a whole buy. Hey, Whole Foods is a whole buy. Whole Foods is a whole buy. Hey, Whole Foods is a whole buy. All right, sorry. I don't know. That was just my little track. But y'all, let's really get into this juice, but more so shifting the idea that juice is a trend or a luxury, because that's what I've seen sometimes on social media, different platforms, that juicing is just a trend or juicing is a luxury. And I've seen people in different countries that are not typically a place where you see a lot of people juice, and people still getting in their juice. They're still getting in that womb healing. They're still getting in juicing as a tool to help them heal daily and thrive always. All right. But juicing is ancestral. It's rhythmic. It's intentional. Choosing the right fruits, the right vegetables to combine. I learned so much when I did my juicing certification program, just to understand how juicing can reboot your health, reset your life. And then I started seeing it for myself. My periods were never regular. Not having so much pain, cramping, painful bowel movements. So it's a way to give your body a break from the overload without starving it. It's like a daily conversation with your gut, your liver, your womb. So it's truly something that is highly beneficial. Not just a trend, not just some type of luxury, but when juicing is done in alignment, using seasonal fruits and vegetables, combining them the right way, it becomes a ritual and not necessarily just a reaction, just to hurry up and see your body do something different. And so I definitely wanted you all to know that. And it also is a part of my M to the 3rd degree healing empowerment formula, mindset, mindful eating, and movement. Those 3 pillars have been foundations when it comes to my healing journey and how I've been able to reduce pelvic pain, reduce the painful bowel movements, get my energy back, regulate my cycles. It's just really helped me feel good about taking control of moving my body away from stage 4 endometriosis, adenomyosis, polycystic ovary syndrome, fibroids, really creating a life that goes against those things, away from those things, and forward motion. All right. So mindset, believing that I can create sustainable change and I can do it deliciously. I can do it in a fun way. I can do it on a journey that allows me to take care of myself and love myself in a different way. And then mindful eating, juicing with purpose, eating plant-based foods, meals, not feeling the pressure of being perfect, but really finding things that align with me and my experiences and the things that I already love to eat and just making swaps. And then movement. I love walking with Spencer. I love getting in some good moving and grooving and then finding other ways to move and have fun. So flow-based, gentle, lymphatic detoxing, moving with intention. And so this juice isn't just a tool. It's a small, powerful, consistent action that helps reduce inflammation and reminds me that my body is supported and that I'm intentional on giving my body what it needs to thrive. So I don't want y'all to let another week go by and you keep doing the same thing over and over, expecting healing. I want you to choose alignment over anxiety, depression, or feeling like you're just a victim in your own body. And I want you to know that you are supported, can be supported, and most importantly, that you matter. You matter enough to make the changes that are needed for your life. All right. So I just wanted you to make sure you know that. Okay. Here we go. Mindset matters because it does. Because it does. So yeah, I feel like y'all can tell me how many we have. I feel like I'm missing some apples. I'm definitely missing some apples. Because we're not even filling up the whole containers. I feel like I'm missing some apples. I did eat some yesterday, but I know I didn't eat all the ones that I have. So I'm gonna have to look real quick to see if I can find the rest of my apples. Again, you could use this pulp as applesauce. I have done it before when I was doing just giving my body the benefits of apples for a short period of time. Don't encourage it. It was just a part of my journey, what I wanted to do for healing, for discipline, and letting the body relax, trying to digest a whole bunch of foods and just really focusing on one food to digest, which has definitely shown me some benefits. But definitely make sure that you check with your healthcare professional on how to allow your body to get in juicing as a ritual, what to consider, what would need to be some of the parameters. But again, if you're looking for guidance, definitely check the show notes. Definitely check the show notes and get the good vibes and value. Sign up for the free training. Get any digital guide that you need. Reach out if you have any questions. I also have a M to the third degree mindset, mindful eating, and movement healing guide, which really is aligned for my PCOS posse, endometriosis thrivers, endometriosis conquerors, adenomyosis thrivers, my fibroid fighters, really about cycle alignment. So 4vibrations.com, you'll see that digital guide is available as well to show you what you can do every single phase, mindset, mindful eating, and movement wise to allow your body to heal. Heal, y'all. To heal. To heal. Found them, y'all. Found them, y'all. We had a little bit more left. How much time do we have? Oh, we're right at the 19 minutes. We're We're at the 19-minute mark. Well, I found the apples. Apples have been found, guys. Found them, guys. So what I got now, y'all, is about another 5 pound-ish. And I wanted to make sure I found them because I remember I doubled up on the limes and I doubled up on the ginger. So I want to make sure I'm good to go. And this will be the last one. So remember, y'all, it was about 12 apples that equaled 5 pounds. I typically get a good 5 pound bag of apples from Sam's. I think they're about $8, and I think it was like $8.33. It has been the best deal I've seen so far. They're organic gala apples, whichever one you want to say. Then they're called Rainier, Rainer. I'm gonna do a little bit more research on them to let you know a little bit more about it if you want to know. But definitely they're organic apples from Sam's, 5 pound bag, $8 and some change. You will start to see apples go on sale because it is apple season now. So finding your best deal when it comes to apples is ideal. And I just absolutely love it. I will try one day. Don't know exactly which one I have. I've had green apples before, but I've never had like just a straight green apple juice. But green apples also cost a little bit more as well. So I'll try to make it budget friendly because I don't want anyone to say, oh my gosh, you had to spend all this money on this produce just to get this or get that. So I really wanted y'all to see me be mindful with my groceries and what I decide to juice, compare them or keep on mono. And so this is what I would consider a mono juice because it's only one main real ingredient and it's the apples. But I also make sure I pair in the ginger and the lime. Lime for the alkalizing benefits that I've already mentioned. And then also the ginger for the anti-inflammatory boost, for the immune system, for pain. And so I just really always like to add the lime and the ginger, especially when I remember, all right? Especially when I remember to purchase them from the store when I'm doing my grocery shopping. And so this is what I would call a mono juice. And it just sometimes makes things easier for the body to digest and process. Come on with the cycle alignment. Yes. Being so intentional with the phases of the cycle is like a whole shift because you really get the opportunity to show up for your body in the phase that it's in. And I think that is very important. That wasn't something that I grew up knowing, that my body was going through different phases and different, and that the menstrual cycle was just 1 out of 4 phases of what was actually happening and what you could be doing to help support yourself in those different phases, whether it's the luteal follicle, ovulation, or menstrual cycle phase, because your body responds to things differently. Like another thing, y'all, did you know that when you are in I think it's the luteal phase, 7 to 14 days before your cycle comes on, you process caffeine a whole lot slower, like almost 70% slower if you consume caffeine, whether it be coffee, energy drinks, whatever way you get your caffeine in. And I was just like, what? So that was a conversation, part of that caffeine conversation. Recorded the podcast this weekend, but that episode will be released later in a couple of months. But I was just like, I had no idea that's what's happening in the body. For my students who struggle with pelvic pain, period pain, I always try to remind them about eating more fruits, more vegetables, staying away from a lot of high processed foods prior to their menstrual cycle to help them have better cycles. And most of the time they love drinking or getting a sample of my juice. But they even are starting to do better with how they're eating, being mindful of those things, reducing the consumption of some of the highly processed foods that they typically go for when their cycle is coming, because they're seeing it work for themselves. And that's a big thing that I want you all to know, is just try it. And sometimes I have a lot of people who say, oh, I've tried this, I've tried that, it doesn't work. Make sure you give yourself enough time to truly try things to see if it aligns with your body. And that was another conversation, y'all, on a podcast. I just love doing my podcast because I learned so much from so many different people based on their experiences and their expertise. And it allows me to really look at things differently. And so it takes about 60 days to really see a habit form. And so that's why I think it's important to really try things for a longer period of time to truly see if it's effective for you. So at least 60 days. It was a I think it was a neuroscientist that looked at some brain cells to see when exactly the habit can be formed. Ooh, yeah. I don't know if y'all saw that. That was about to be a wrap because we filled it to the rim. Let me know how many jars do you think we'll get? We're definitely going over the 20-minute time. But this is it for us. Once this last one comes on through. How many jars you think we got? And I forgot to count. So if you watch this from beginning to end, which there are some good, valuable nutritional benefits and insights throughout this live stream, make sure you count how many apples we threw in here. Again, 12 apples has been about the amount that I get for a 5-pound bag. All right, so that is how I have been. I'm just watching this. How much it has been. Look at that, y'all. We already, let me see what y'all said. 8 jars. Okay, 8 jars might be it because we already at 6. Let's see. And we didn't go all the way to the top. Again, remember that there are some storage tips in the digital guide that you have. I think it was the 5-day mindful eating meal plan to help you know. So in the event that you wanted to freeze these and you weren't going to drink all of these in 1 week like I am, because I like to get in at least 1, and I can get into up to 3 jars of juice a day. This is my way of I prefer to hydrate over just regular water. And if I do water, I try to do like spring water or coconut water. Those are my faves. But I like the H3O is what they call it when you're juicing, getting in good hydration from fruit and vegetable juice. But you might be on it. Oh, shoot, with the 8 jars. Another tool that I have, or guide that I have for you to utilize, is the plant-based alternative guide. What I love about the alternative guide is that it really helps you understand what you're getting from your grains, your fruits, your vegetables when you choose them. As someone who grew up in the South, I typically ate a lot of white rice, processed white sugar, white breads. And so I really enjoy the functional nutritional benefits of seeing the different grains that I could choose. that give me more nutritional value that helps my body. So if I typically use brown rice, I could use wild rice. I could use white rice. If I typically use white rice, I could use wild rice, which I have absolutely loved. Here we go. We got those 8 jars, 4 days left in the week. So I got 2 jars per day. If y'all can see them. Let's get the tops out. But when it comes to the vegetable, that is a vibe. I'm going to be adding some spring water or some filtered water to my jars to fill them up as I get my tops out to my jars to fill them up. But the fruits, the vegetables, let me just show it to y'all real quick because I'm trying to tell you about it. Let me show it to y'all, and then I want y'all to go have a terrific Tuesday. Create a terrific Tuesday. You deserve nothing less than. But let me show it to you. All right. So it kind of goes over what to expect. Here we go with the functional nutritional benefits of fruits, then the vegetables. Then here's the grains I was telling y'all about. That wild rice, I absolutely loved it. I did it in the crock pot. Quinoa, I like that on like a salad, apple pecan salad with some quinoa in it, or certain bowls, which have been ideal as well. And so I've also had it with like some coconut curry with some coconut milk. Amaranth, I've tried it before with some cinnamon, kind of caramelized apples with the amaranth. So just trying different things with grains. Here goes some plant-based proteins. Here you go with some healthy fats, herbs and spices. You see me add the ginger in here. I have some shots my mom made that we're going to get in some turmeric, but just the benefits of some of those as a root. And then also in your spices when you're adding in them in your recipes and when you're cooking food, or even when you're smoothies. So some of these are good smoothie additions as well. So then we have all these different juice recipes, smoothie recipes, and then food recipes. All right. And that is the plant-based alternative. So you'll know exactly what it's all about. All right. What it's all about. And so that's in the show notes as well. So you got some good vibes, good value. Make sure you like this live stream. That's what I want you to do. Make sure you like this live stream. If you know somebody who loves regular apple juice from the store, send them this live stream and say, let's get in and make some apple, lime, and ginger juice ourselves. Let's pour up some good natural apple juice without all the extra additives. We know exactly what we're putting in it because we put it in the juice and then we're putting it in the jar. All right. And so send this live stream to someone that you care about that loves apple juice. Make sure you like it so the algorithm knows to push it out to more people who would enjoy this content of simplifying and using juicing as a tool to help them heal, especially if you know they suffer from pelvic pain, bloating, exhaustion. This juice, this tool has been a life changer for me, and it has been for some of my clients as well. And so if you want to know more about it, you know what to do. Hit up 4vibrations.com, check me out, or just send a message or comment, as well as go to the show notes and get all the good vibes and value that are in the links. Never knew about the phases until following you. And that was because I became intentional about healing my body, being intentional on getting the education and the empowerment. And I learned it from someone else when I was wondering, why wasn't I losing weight when I was working out or doing certain exercises? Why was sometimes I was gaining the weight while still working out? And it was like, what's happening to my body? And it was like, oh, there's different types of movement you should be doing throughout the month that align with the phases of your cycle, just like the certain things that you should be eating that best aligns with what your body is doing on the inside, because your body functions as this whole system. And it's like, if you don't know what's going on inside your body, you can't get in alignment on the outside to help it do what it needs to do, like function. And so I'm so glad that you were able to find a little bit more about the phases of a cycle through my podcast, through my YouTube channel, through my content. because the more I get intentional about it, the more I'm able to elevate my lifestyle, the more I'm able to help other people as well. And so I really love that. Thank you all, Shoot. Thank you for letting me know that I'm giving out some real legit vibes, value, and letting people know about things that they didn't even know about. Because sometimes I feel like everybody know these things, and maybe I'm late to the party. But guess what? You're never too late to start showing up for yourself every single day and being intentional about the way you love and care for you. So y'all, it's your Healthy Habits and Lifestyle Coach Giovanni, host of the Empowered Place, Empowered Lives podcast. I want you to go out there, heal daily so you can thrive always. Thanks for vibing with me, y'all.